Your daily market recap for Wednesday, January 26, 2022. Let's go.
This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is my stock, Bitcoin, gold, and silver daily market recaps. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you.
This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your live trading alert for Wednesday, January 26, 2022. Let's get into it. The channel is growing exponentially. The new followers popping in from all over, from Twitter, StockTwits, other YouTube, the SEO search. Anyway, I want to just start real quick. If you are newer and you're not a part of the Discord room, please join. There's tons of resources, back to basics videos, daily market recaps, options chat, newsletters, all sorts of information that's good for if you're trading or learning, or in general, when the markets are moving, I am posting continuously what I'm doing through Twitter or part of the trades with what I'm up to. I'm shorting things, buying things, I'm dropping charts of the levels, trying to make this an all-encompassing resource for people who are trading. Again, I've been on trading for 20 years, and there's tons of other websites where I've been on the message boards, and unfortunately they are full of trolls and people who don't know what the hell's going on. And my goal is just try to help people out, figure out what back into. I apologize, my dad was calling. Yeah, so if you don't know what's going on, just there's a lot to learn. I mean, I'm always learning. I've been trading for 20 years, and I always tell people, if you're not humble in trading, you will be humbled. So let's get into it. I always like to start with Bitcoin because people have so many questions about this. Again, I think it's a big cup and handle. It's holding this green zone, which is support resistance zone. The volume is starting to grow as you get near the lows. I like to see that. Again, keep in mind a bottom with volume or a top doesn't always have to ricochet and run right back higher. It can take time. So there's time corrections and price corrections. If you don't know the difference, watch the video on it. We'll talk about it some more. Again, I don't necessarily like this action in Bitcoin on the hourly. So if that's the case, it can get right back down into the mid 30s. Again, if you're buying down here long term, I like it with the risk reward. Now, again, you have to know your stops, you have to know your limits, but I like it. I mean, I think you're buying at a discount. And when you're buying discounts, you got to know the levels and you got to know what you're comfortable with. Let's jump into it because, again, I run through all stuff. So if you're newer, there's tons of, I go through lots of charts. You got to see the bigger picture if you're going to really trade. TLT talked about, again, and the markets don't really care as long as the rates are stable. The market has priced in a rate hike. The TLT moves inverse to the bond market. So if this is going down, bond rates are going up, yields are rising, interest rates are rising. We are back at a very important zone here in this light blue. I think we're going to hold, but we shall see. Keep it simple. If rates go higher, this thing's got to dump. We bounce to the 20-day. Again, I'm not a big fan of V-tops. I mean, every once in a while you get them here, but most likely you're going to chop bottom. I want to see the chop bottom, again, a higher low or a retest. I think we're going to get it. Dollar was a little wrong on this one. I thought we were probably done here at the 50-day, but again, I'm trying to bat 80-90%. I can't know everything all the time, and I'm not Jim Cramer. I'm not going to come on here and try to tell you I can guess every single stock like I know. But I did talk about, if you watch the last recap video, what did I say? Watch out. You know, if we get over this range, no doubt we could test the upper 25. So we're there now. Do I really believe in it? No, but the world thinks Ukraine's going to get, taken over. So if that's the case, then the dollar becomes an asset that people buy. The VIX, I warned people. I was like, you got to be careful. We're in a crash risk, but I don't see a crash risk. The Feds are going to talk the markets off the ledge. So if you're basically thinking that Russia's going to cause this, Russia will walk into the country and the administration probably won't do shit. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. Whether that's true or not, we'll see. I don't think we're having World War III. That's just not happening. Yeah, that's just not happening. I don't see it. And if we are, we're gonna lose. I don't feel confident right now in our military in the sense of wanting to go to war. All right, did a short today, and again, check my Twitter. It's connected. Trading Agent, same thing. Talked about, said, hey, I don't think we're gonna hold over the 200-day moving average. And you go, well, Dan, why do you short the market and the Feds talk? Because it's easy. I said this. We were oversold. We were due to rally, and buy the rumor, sell the news. Well, guess what? I got about as close as I could to the high. I got 15 cents with my first tranche, and it just happened to work and dropped, and I took 10 points on half and then 12 on the other, and I closed at the end of the day. And short the EVXY overnight because I love shorting the EVXY because it always goes lower in time. But this is if you're actually a bull, this is what you want to see. You need to see this chop out. These V bottoms and these V tops, they don't really exist. It's more of a chop. And if it's like if you're in a nice steady uptrend, yeah, that makes sense. You see how there's more of a V and there's a double, there's a V, there's a double. But if you're really in a backfill like this area, you want to see like choppy sloppy, because what does choppy sloppy do? Action, it shakes out the weak hand. So if you think the SPY is going to go higher, even if you think it's going to go lower, it needs to reload. It needs to suck in more, it needs to bring in more suckers, and it has to work off, you know, the quick oversold conditions. So that's what the markets do. They don't go in straight lines forever. That's why I tell people, like, the more I'm up on something, the less I own. And if I'm short something and it's dropping a ton, I'm starting to layer out. I'm not getting greedy. QQQ, same thing. Sid talked about, like, hey, you got to get back over this 450 level. Well, look at that. We bounced back up. We ended up here, right? You know, we ended up getting pretty close to the 457 level. Again, I wasn't trading the Qs. I was watching it. But I'm not surprised we collapsed right back. Now, again, does this necessarily bearish or bullish? This could be considered an outside reversal. This could be considered outside reversal, but look where we're at. If you look at the overall action, we're in a 3-day range. You know, this mid 340s is where it's just holding. Just keep that simple. I know people really want to be bearish or long. Unless you're getting the extremes, this middle zone is the fucking worst place to be getting in, because you don't know whether you're right or wrong until you break out or below. I mean, you could get in this chop shit. And again, if you're in choppiness, move on. Move into something else. Find things that are working. Oh, man. Gold. Talked about this on StockTwits all day today. Said I did not like the volume at the highs yesterday with the action. I said, you know, after gold has made a nice run, every person I know is now asking about gold, and it's like, no, please, no. Well, guess who's jumping in at the highs? Dumb money. And I'm not surprised. I like the 20-day, even like the back test of the trend lines here. That's what I've been saying, 169, 170, whatever, you know, close enough for government work. That's what happens. When something gets overbought and everybody's talking about it, you got to be worried that it's going to shake weak hands. So not surprised it pulled back. I like it. Silver put out alerts. If you're not following me on Twitter, you're not in the Discord room, you're missing out. Keep in mind, this is not my trading computer. This is a recording video computer. I said, watch this gap here in the mid 21s. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, we've been talking about this stuff. So now you pull into the minors and you go, okay, nice wick. Watch the 30 area. I think it's a buy. GDXJ. Anything under 40 to me is a buy. I mean, look at this. You're just retesting these lows. Keep it in mind. And now when I say I like it, it means buy it, have a stop. Don't sit there and just hold it blindly. KL again, man. Doji test back. Man, this thing is wild. Absolutely wild. Tries to break the upper trend line. Breaks the down trend line. Is it about to do a repeating pattern, come back to the reversion to the mean? I would guess so. If the metals are going to hold, it's just that simple. AG put alert out on this. This is the only metal thing I was really purchasing today. And I said, huh, man, you got to be kidding me. This is back at 10. This is a no-brainer, absolute gift. And look what happens. It's holding. So far, so good. You know, tomorrow's a different day. One day doesn't make a trend. I apologize for my congestion. PAAS. Every time you get to the 22 level, it's just zoom out. If you're not sure where to buy, get in, set your stop, walk, let it run, let it play out. I mean, that's why sometimes I do automated stops, because if I'm gonna let the market tell me if I'm right or wrong. X put out an alert on this again today. I absolutely love this thing here at the 20-week move, 20-month. Keep in mind, it went from almost 3 to 4 up to 30. Of course it's pulling back, man. Of course it's got to chop out. That's okay. Now you buy near the lows and you have a tight stop. This thing could be in 40 or 50 in a year. Maybe in a couple months it's up in the 30 range. I like this kind of stuff. Let's get into VALE, because again, this is one that's been super strong. This is a Scott special. We talked about this like awkward W pattern. Again, it's holding up. I mean, relative performance compared to the markets, it's showing you something. It's absolutely showing you strength. I hope people are watching that. AMD, man, where is that sucker? I was telling people today on the StockTwits, like, don't buy it. Don't buy the hype today. I didn't alert on this. Watch the 200-day. Don't chase. Let it play out. So now if you get back to 110s, I like it. Just keep it that simple. Keep in mind, we did call the top. We called the upper trend line bound. This is a extended move. It's due to bounce. 160s to 110. Do the math. It's due to bounce. Again, how it acts will tell you whether you need to hold it for the long term or not. Apple didn't. Again, another alert. Please don't chase. Just, man, I hate when people chase. The 100-day, I have it circled. Watch it. Watch that area. If you're new to the channel, again, I'm giving you nuggets here. Set your alerts. Let the stocks play out. Let them come to you. Don't chase, and you're going to make money. MicroStrategy, again, I mean, I like the volume down here. It has been absolutely shit can stomped, curb stomped, whatever you want to call it. If Bitcoin's going to bottom, this thing could probably rip face. And when I say rip face, hundreds of points up. Hundreds of points. I mean, it's really that simple. Roblox, here's another one I like. I mean, you're literally at the IPO lows, and people just can't purchase it, right? And it's like, okay. I mean, here's the IPO low right here, 61. Talked about it hitting it Monday. Nice. Again, you can buy all this with a stop. Just do not turn into an investor for the long term without stops. Because if you're wrong, this is what happens. And I mean, I know I have a buddy of mine, John, I know, who just wanted to buy RIVN. He had to buy it after the IPO. He bought it on the day it pulled back in the 140s, and he thought he was a genius. And knowing him, he didn't use a stop. And it's in the 60s. And you know what? He's going to rationalize. He only put 10 grand into it, so it's not a big deal. But that 10 grand could have been put into many different places. So RIVN at this point, I struggle with this one because at post-IPO, it's making new lows. However, I have seen stocks post-IPO make lower lows and then end up being strong. Check out Facebook originally, actually. I would watch the 53 area. Tesla had their earnings after hours, actually. I have their earnings release on my Discord room. They beat by 18 cents. You can read this on your free time. Just hit pause. Here it is for you if you want to read all this. Again, I don't necessarily give too much of a crap about earnings other than the reaction. Let's go look at the 10-minute and see what's going on with it. Dropping 900. Not making new lows. I put out an alert. Again, another alert. Said, watch this green old channel. We hit it to a T and bounce. So pulling back today on the earnings post, who knows? I would watch the 900 level. I don't think you really want to be bearish here, but you also don't want to be bullish in the sense that if you're buying it up here, you want to buy it closer to the lows if you're going to be bullish. It's just that simple. I mean, I'm going to repeat myself. Never chase. Just don't chase. Just don't chase. Let stocks come to you. 20-day, we've talked about this a million times. I like PENN. I think it's going to, I mean, there's a huge inventory that needs to get covered. Hit the 20-day, backed off, of course. I mean, I've got an alert on this thing to get over the 20-day. Just can't get over it. But just be in mind, it's oversold. But hey, guess what? Oversold doesn't mean you can't go lower. Jesse Livermore, one of his favorite quotes was, just because the stock is low, doesn't mean it can't go lower. And just because the stock is high doesn't mean it just can't keep going higher. That's the reality. I mean, you see stocks go higher that you don't think they should, and stocks that go lower that think they shouldn't. UTHR, can talk about this, needs to get over 215. It's pretty simple. EXPI. Woo! This is a juicy setup because you are going into the seasonal bullish times for real estate. I know we broke this trend line, but notice this monthly candle. You're holding it. Always tell people, you got to be aware of the trend, like high volume highs and high volume lows love to retest. Well, keep in mind that everybody who bought during this month, who held, like there's a lot of buyers here. And so either they're gone or they're going to buy more. And knowing how real estate works, how well EXP is doing, again, this isn't insider information. I do work for them. They're doing well. That's all you got to say. Let's finish it off with the oil names because this has always been interesting. Talked about the XOP. We said, don't be surprised. It retest the highs, backed off, hit a nice level here. Let me extend this out and you can see it. Boop-a-doo. Hit it, bounced, and you backed off. But again, keep in mind, you made a higher high today. Let's see what happens. ExxonMobil, I've been pounding the table with this one. I'm thinking that, once you broke the downtrend again, we broke the downtrend with volume. But I have made people aware you are coming into the monthly big dog downtrend. Do not be surprised if it needs to take a break. And when I mean take a break, pull back a couple points, sit around, hang out, go nowhere for a little bit. Just keep it simple. Again, if you're newer to the channel, please subscribe. Check out the Discord room. Ask questions. Maybe I'll do a video for the stock you're looking for. If it's Gato, no. Gato got crushed today. But no, in general, I'm here to help. If I have time, I will try my best to help you out. Growing this channel organically. We'll see what happens. And Be safe. I'm telling you, have stops out there. The best thing you have to trust in is your stops. Don't trust your ego. Don't trust that you're always going to be right, because when you start believing that you're smarter in the market, one fuck up can blow you out, like RIVN, like, you know, buying it at 140 and holding it. I mean, just don't be that guy or gal. Talk to you later.
Thanks for watching. For more trading knowledge and insight, click on the videos on the right, and also join the Discord room. Link is in the description below. If you have any questions, please stop on by the Discord room and let's chat. Thank you.